Please be seated. Welcome to the graduation ceremony for the College of Health and Public Service, or CHIPS, as we affectionately call it. My name is Tom Sturdivant, and I've had the privilege of being the Dean of CHIPS for this past year. Serving as interim dean has been one of the greatest privileges of my career. Watching you all grow, learn, and now walk across the stage reminds me why this work matters. I'd like to recognize the guests on the stage, starting to my left, Provost and Senior Vice President of Academic Affairs, Wayne Vaught, Vice President, Administration and Strategic Relations, Val Peterson, Vice President, Student Affairs, Michelle Kearns, Chief Officer of Engagement, Rush is not here, Interim Dean Sue Jackson, Assistant Dean Mario Markides. To my right, Erin May, valedictorian, bachelor's degree in criminal justice. Alexandra, nice, yes. Alexandra Navarro, valedictorian, associate degrees in nursing. Director of Masters of Public Administration, Steve Sylvester. Department Chair Nursing, Katie Bagley. Department Chair Allied Health, Sandy Wilson. On the second row, Department Chair of Health Science, Mary Lee Larson. Department Chair of Criminal Justice, Melissa Noyes. Department Chair of Emergency Services, Kevin McCarthy. Department Chair of Physician Assistant, Karen Mulatalo. And Department Chair of Public Health, Brian Barthel. I want to just thank Brian. Brian's retiring after this year. I want to thank him for his service this past year as chair. Where are you? Welcome 2025 graduates, family, and friends. How does it feel to be here? Yeah, we want to hear a lot of noise throughout this whole ceremony. When I look at you, I see our future workforce, our future leaders, and I have to tell you, I'm feeling positive and hopeful and excited about what you will do after graduation. I've heard from faculty about your determination, your drive. You've done the hard work, and now it's time to thrive in your chosen career path. And the career paths that our students choose are ones that are at the heart of the community. CHIPS graduates serve the public good. They are the essential workers, boots on the ground, first responders, and caregivers. Friends and family, these graduates you see here today will be your dental hygienists, your respiratory therapists, your nurses and caregivers, yes. They will run your hospitals. They'll teach your children about health education. Nice. They will quickly respond when you dial 911 to a fire, a car accident, or safety situation. They care, heal, protect, and serve. And that's the essence of CHIPS. Let's take a moment to truly appreciate what that means. These graduates will touch thousands of lives across our community. Can we give them a round of applause for choosing lives of service? They are dedicated and ready to make a real difference, a true gritty Wolverine difference. It's been a true honor to lead this College of Heroes. In the next part of your journey, I wish you happiness and success. Our students didn't get here alone. They did it with the support and commitment of our dedicated faculty. They are the engine that drive our college. Many of them had full careers in health and public service. They could continue there, or they could retire, but they chose to come here to teach the next generation of professionals. They do this work because they love it, and our students learn from the best. Our faculty design the curriculum, ensuring required skills and knowledge are included, and they spend hours grading, offering feedback, ensuring students understand the concepts, and pass their national exams, of which we have really good high pass rates for our national exams. Finally, they mentor students sometimes outside the classroom to ensure that every student can find success, and you see that success here today. Faculty, thank you. You are more than teachers, you are mentors, guides, and champions for these students' futures. Faculty, could you please stand? Would everyone please join me in recognizing and honoring our faculty? Thank you. At every convocation, we take time to hear from students who exemplify academic excellence, personal dedication, and a spirit of service that defines the College of Public Health and Service. Today, you'll hear from two valedictorians, one from our bachelor's program and one from our associate degree program, who represent the absolute very best of CHIPS. Our first valedictorian is Erin May, Bachelor's of Science in Criminal Justice. Erin hails from Houston, Texas, where she graduated from Magnolia High School. She is graduating with a Bachelor of Science in Criminal Justice with a minor in National Security. Yeah, Erin made the dean's list every semester. That's impressive. Yes. She was also able to be part of the UVU Criminal Justice Honors Club and the Open Source Intelligence Program and Internship. Her favorite part about her time at UVU has been surrounded by diverse people, all moving towards a common goal. Erin has been working as a security control analyst at Brigham Young University and is in the recruitment process with the DEA and hopes to find work there soon. Please join me in welcoming Erin, graduating with a Bachelor of Science in Criminal Justice.
Good morning, esteemed faculty, proud parents, fellow graduates, and honored guests. It is truly an honor to stand before you today as valedictorian of the class of 2025 of College of Public Health. Honestly, I was just hoping to graduate without any outstanding parking tickets. Yet here we are, cap, gown, and all. When I first walked onto campus, I was sure of two things. One, that I would get lost on the way to every class for the first 2 weeks, and two, that I wanted to make a difference. Criminal justice and national security might not be the most relaxing fields, but they are where passion meets purpose. And as I look at all of you, future nurses, forensic scientists, dentists, and defenders of justice, I'm reminded that this class isn't just walking into careers, we're walking into missions. To my husband and family, thank you for your unwavering support, encouragement, and love. You've cheered me on and have listened patiently to my late night rants. You have always believed in me, even when I have doubted myself. You are the foundation on which I stand. To our professors and mentors, thank you for pushing us, challenging us, and preparing us not just to pass tests, but to tackle the real world. You didn't just teach us facts, you taught us how to think, question, and serve. And to my fellow graduates, we did it. Through our early morning labs, late night study sessions, and caffeine-fueled cramming, we made it through. We've shared stress, celebration, and an unhealthy amount of group chats titled, "Help Me." I'm proud to call you not just classmates, but friends. As a class, we've accomplished more than we often take time to recognize. We've conducted research, served communities, and interned with law enforcement agencies and hospitals, all to prepare ourselves to step into the front lines of health and safety at a time when the world needs it most. We've learned resilience, collaboration, and the art of balancing work, life, and impending assignments due at 11:59. One moment that sticks with me was during my internship with the Salt Lake City Police Department. I was using open source intel to help with real casework, basically turning my internet sleuthing skills into something useful. At first, I felt completely out of my depth. like who let this college kid into the real world crime fighting club? But the more I dug in, the more I realized that I was ready and that we're ready. Not just to learn, but to lead. This class, we show up, we adapt, and we find a way, even if that starts with Google or ChatGPT. As we move into the next chapter, whether it's law enforcement, public health, or beyond, I hope we all carry with us one thing, the reminder that we are capable, not just of doing the work, but of changing the world through it. As Gandhi once said, the best way to find yourself is to lose yourself in the service of others. Let us make a commitment to serve with integrity, lead with empathy, and show up every single day for the people who need us most. Congratulations, class of 2025. We've made it. Now go out there and make the world a little safer, a little smarter, and a whole lot better. Thank you.
Thank you, Aaron. Our next valedictorian is Alexander Gutierrez Navarro, receiving an Associates of Science in Nursing. Alexander hails from Mexico, Jalisco, as an immigrant who moved 10 years ago with her 2 parents and 2 brothers to nearby Provo, Utah, where she attended school and finally graduated Provo High in 2021. She then started attending UVU in August of that year. She is graduating with an Associate of Science in Nursing. Alex made the Dean's List every semester in 2023 and 24, good job. She received a Cultural Competency Certificate in her program, a Science Proficiency Certificate, and passed the NCLEX exam on her very first try. Yeah. Not an easy exam. Her favorite part of UVU was the variety of classes, opportunities, and perspectives she was exposed to. After graduation, Alexandra will begin a career as a bilingual postpartum registered nurse and hopes to pursue further education in women's health. Please join me in welcoming Alexandra receiving an Associate Degree of Science in Nursing.
Esteemed faculty members, parents, families, friends, and fellow graduates, it is a great honor and content that we all receive your presence here at graduation. My name is Alexandra Gutierrez Navarro, and as we gather here today, we commemorate the accomplishments of multiple valuable members of our society. We are celebrating that after all tests, endless study sessions, the consuming school, clinical, and laboratory hours, we pulled through towards the end goal. Many of us may have doubted we were making the right decision when choosing a college or a career path. Some of us may have contemplated giving up. Yet, here we are right now, reaching the finish line of one more life goal, and about to start a new chapter as graduates of the College of Health and Public Service. The motivation to help us all through the adversities of our studies may be different and unique. However, I would like to make a remark in something that may have united us all along the way. There's always a why, to which we come back to whenever the path ahead of us seems dark and uncertain. There's always the original reason we started this adventure. And reminiscing your why should not stop here at graduation. Whenever any of us moves forward with our degree, uncertain of what to do and how to keep going, please make your why be present and remind you of the beautiful story you are here to tell, and allow you to fulfill the noble and worthy duty you wanted to perform in the first place. Earning a degree today does not entail the smooth, easy, and predictable path ahead. Instead, we are jumping into another world of unexpected outcomes. That is why it is critical for all of us to be clear about the motivation behind all of our efforts, so that when hope is starting to diffuse, our conviction takes over and unburdens the obstacles presenting our way. Whether your why is inspired by a person, a life experience, a sense of purpose, or a desire to serve a community, whatever that may entail, keep it close to your heart and mind. And as my parents always said to me along the ways of my studies, "Mija, no quites el dedo del renglón," which is Spanish for "do not remove your finger from the line," alluding to the action one makes when reading, putting your finger over the sentence you're on so you don't lose track of your reading frame and end up jumping through the sentences or going back to a previous one. Our why should be the guiding probe in any journey we embark from now on, so we don't lose sight of where we're standing or where we're going, and perseverance should be the force pulling us through. Now, fellow graduates, it is with great joy to share with you a quote from Nelson Mandela, which goes, "It always seems impossible until it's done." And today you all mark the impossible as done. Congratulations to all of us, and thank you to everyone who assisted here today. You all made a difference in today's graduates' journey.
Thank you, Alexandra. All right, now it's the moment you've all been waiting for, the presentation of our graduates. The fun is about to begin. This is more than just a walk across the stage. It represents years of efforts, long nights, personal sacrifice, and the commitment to a better future for themselves, family, and the communities that they serve. As each graduate's name is read, we invite you to cheer, clap, and celebrate, and make an awful lot of noise. Let this moment reflect the pride you all feel for what they've accomplished. We will begin with the hooding of the graduates receiving a master's degree in Master's in Public Administration, Physician Assistant, and Master's in Science and Nursing program. We'd like to thank our readers, Shalise Nettle and Amber Harrell.
The valedictorians from the College of Health and Public Service. Erin May. I started faster. I know. Hold on. Alexandra Gutierrez Navarro. For the graduates from the College of Health and Public Service. Brett Klesmer.
Ben Rigby.
Davies Duentos. Harold Drew Beauchart.
Maroney Fall.
Tyson Staniford.
Trina Tataipu.
Luke Eyre. Alexis Rosabala Olivias Martinez.
Heslina Moy Moy.
Zachary Rivera. Genevieve Marie Cordalvo.
Renee Leothal.
Leah Gonzalez. Brandon Meaves.
Ariel Isabel Perez.
Taiwu Aluwui.
Nelly Fal.
Hunter Pardone. Sydney Benavides.
Joanna Brunson.
Caitlin Williams Larson.
Gabrielle Thomas.
Austin Dix.
Taylor Farrell.
Jared Worthington.
It's my first time, sorry.
Brooke Hornberger.
Jordan Cornett.
Anita Zavala.
Lauren Entringer. Jared Nation.
Aubrey Betchold.
Scott Hatfield.
Elsie Carpenter.
Jake Turville.
Hannah Tello.
Brian Warsham.
Kevin Guti.
Brian Taylor.
Logan Howerton.
Mitchell McClay.
Molly Wick.
Gary McCloy.
Megan Acey. Holly Beeman Ramirez. CJ Graham. Mackenzie Valley. Sarah Elena Wall. That concludes the hooding of the graduates of the College of Health and Public Service. Isaac Gillens.
Karina Rosas Ortega.
Kaylee Funk.
Zachary McEwen.
Trevor Taylor.
Henry Wolthius.
Kelly Taylor. Glenna Bartlett.
Garrett Whitty.
Paige Franklin.
Julio Cesar Morales Navarrete.
Tamala Crockett.
McKenna Noel Oviat.
Carly Daybell.
Abigail Faith Hergen.
Kelsey Fillmore.
Madison Rudin.
Ashlyn Kent.
Tragan Mickelson.
Haley Nilsson.
Bryce Byer.
Carly Moore.
Amanda Smith.
Maxwell Hassey.
Claire McComas.
JC Cheney.
Harris Silesia.
Gracie Janke.
Diana Chipana del Pino.
Avery Robles.
Ashby Lynn Hilliard.
Jessica Price.
Hagen Backus.
Alyssa Petrie.
Harold Moran.
Alyssa Karn.
Tiffany Hipple.
Becky Hellowell.
Jenica Young.
Kiora Anderson.
Michelle Bartolo.
Callie Whitehead.
Irja Matheson.
Deidre Cronin.
Haley College.
Michael Needham.
Isaiah Archer.
Carter Strong. Madeline Merrill.
Ella Nielsen.
Haley Bazier.
Tara Healy.
Caitlin Caldwell.
Addie Williams.
Jake Louder.
Hannah Hunt.
Lily Bradford.
Kayleen Wilkins.
Peyton Schilling.
Sylvia Marina Sierra Castillo.
Allie Russin.
Brendan Campbell.
Christine Smart.
Connor Stenzel.
Sarah Cower.
Nadia Miller.
Zoe Hales.
Calvin Akin.
Michaela Sibaha.
McKenna Haskell.
Esther Asu.
Michaela Gates.
Connor Falk.
Brinley Swindlehurst.
Jacob Davis.
Hannah Higby.
Shay Phillips.
Gabriella Poteet.
Lauren Voren.
Jasmine Elizabeth Chavez.
Madeline Stone.
Brianna Quargini.
Waverly Bowman Larson.
Amelia Hobson.
Nicole Palmer.
Cody Faye Price.
Ariana Edwards.
Corinna Rose Carlisle.
Lexi Spencer.
Cody Phillips Scow.
Kyra Hull.
Nathan Robertson.
Haley Slade.
Lindsay Nicole Panzer.
Katie Brooks.
Eric Sosa.
Ashlyn Wimpy.
Anna Hughes.
Tatiana Loftus.
It gives you a youthful look.
Katie Hooper.
Taylor Stubbs.
DJ Woods.
Jared Weeks.
Satali Lopez Ramirez.
Aubrey Turner.
Brooke Williams.
Tyler Cram.
Alicia Price.
Helaman Ortega Hernandez.
Sarah Yoane.
Seth Sumption.
Donnie Reed.
Nefi DeBen.
Courtney Holt.
Arturo Cabrera.
Shannon Hearing.
Benny Kiro.
Christina Vanessa Powwow.
Parker Stilwell.
Abigail Finlinson.
Kale Warner.
Emma Watch.
Elijah Dancy.
Aspen Teague. Abby Christensen.
Melissa Barredo.
Andrea Millward.
Georgia Monroy.
Andrew Pearson.
Caleb Contrell.
Caroline Barrow.
Omo Sissoko.
Allison Bittner.
Chloe Pillar.
Max Makoto Williams.
Junaid Navid.
Gracie Bolin.
Kayla Lay.
Janessa Bayless.
Abigail Deo.
Hannah Marie Saxey.
Ethan Lloyd.
Brinley Mickelson Carter.
Camden Mead.
Jordan Harrison.
Ian McDonald.
Brenda Villicana Nioto.
Ryan O'Loughlin.
Lindsay K. Graff.
Kevin Lark.
Rikendra Dorsey.
Noah Linford.
Deborah Alea Baukat.
Becca Olson.
Emily Menodoji.
Lacey Jacobson.
Paula Vera Penaloza.
Hope Fager.
Aaron K. Pascal Johnson.
Cynthia Rodriguez.
Alexis Hansen.
Maddie Autry.
Aubrey Ellis.
Riley Spencer.
Catherine Pickard.
Aaron Corey,
Christina Watson.
Hannah Hahn,
Jennifer Garrett Healy.
Andrew Kay,
Carrie Downs.
Evan Johnson,
Anna Swanston.
Valeria Medrano,
Ruth Chokerveka.
Alexis Jefferson,
Tiffany Steck.
Devin Sutton,
Laura Openshaw.
Callie Snow,
Monica Farnan.
Nikel J,
Michelle Sommer.
Austin Hasara,
Hannah Bear.
Saul Diaz,
Reagan Hampton.
Jazzy Pineda,
Leah Wilson.
Brianna Brushke,
Samantha Alvarez.
Angel Ramos,
Michaela Larson.
Rakshia Casey,
Michaela Vallejos.
Christopher Stevenson,
Madison Bautista.
Charity Rita,
Haley Harward.
Juan Cuartas,
Bethany Seeley.
Cassandra Wilson,
Brinley Stevenson.
Lurja Ago,
Emery Sink.
Dana Page,
She's gonna trip.
Sarah Prieto,
Bryn Mueller.
Medina Awes,
Taylor Froughton.
Corinne Bowden,
Brinley Johnson.
Callie O'Brien,
Emma Ellingson.
Nicole Shaw,
Emma Cowley.
Mount Call,
Cambry Allen.
Aaron Isaac,
Jessica Palladini.
Carelia Vasquez,
Emily Johnston.
Eleanor Stewart Bechtel,
Natalie Cumming.
Shelby Murdoch,
Cece Miller.
Madison Hazar,
Tanner Hendricks.
Luke Ellert,
Hannah Boren.
William O'Brien,
Courtney Wilson.
Claudio Martinez,
Jennifer Cabillo.
Saskia Bernarella Scott Petke Chile,
Sarah Estrada.
Dylan Elliott,
Ali Snar.
Nupur Shoshki,
Dario Cifuentes.
Madeline Eddington,
Kira Knickerbocker.
Britton Brooksby,
Molly Misaki.
Jackson Thompson,
Ethan Tituanui Lavahik Todd.
Jacob Bailey,
Daniel Town.
Ethan Carroll.
Tasia Woolley.
Mariah Selu.
Jesselyn Harps.
Brooke Gibson.
Jason Thun.
Emily Haley Larkins.
Tammy Deering.
Tyson Collier.
Jennifer Rosalba Ramirez.
Macy Benyon.
Fernanda Suazet Chavez.
Taylor Hilabasco.
Chance Felker.
Cody Dixon.
Jamie Brown.
Kristen Vinson.
Emma Deering.
JC Haslam.
Piper Tapp. Tom Murdoch.
James Delahunty.
Priscilla Correa.
Caleb Cutler.
Jessica Anderson.
Josh Norwood.
Anna Lant Lind.
Alyssa Roylance.
Grace Hawes.
Brecklin Frame.
Morgan French.
Lindsay Brady.
Elizabeth Sewallen.
Emily Parker.
Jared Joel Serkey.
Natalie Peterson.
Max Boughton.
Benjamin Papke.
Allie Blackham Criddle.
Rachel Sweat.
Naomi Travers.
Colton Gades.
Veronica Tieford.
Emma Davies.
Anna Rorera.
Clara Brotherson.
Maya Matthews.
Brooklyn Tomina.
Chase Howington.
Michaela O'Laughlin.
Brindley Nicole Fairbanks.
Chloe Alice Cuck.
Olivia B. Pershert.
Kaylee Boynton.
Mary Scholl. Zarin Hill.
Jace Hill.
Scotland P. Elisara.
Patricia Irene Fuller.
Joe Veliket.
Elizabeth Hansen.
Emma Humiston.
Jonathan Garcia.
Owen Beach.
Mandy Williams.
Benjamin Beal.
Panina Maria Aloy.
Jackson Tubbs. Alan Norton.
Clara Enriquez Quiroz.
Isaac George Garcia.
Isabel Constantine.
Joseph Hemingway.
Aubrey Becksteed.
Jarwa Balizar.
Paola Olivo Del Hoyo.
Drew Bulow.
Clinton Wooten.
Emmanuel Moreno.
Blanca Whalen.
Chantel Lundgren.
Christian Hudson.
Aaron Clayson. Rebecca White. Olivia Greer. Savannah Chalk.
Ella Desmarais. Martha Hansen. That concludes the graduation of the undergraduates from the College of Health and Public Service.
I love the noise. Graduates, this moment marks your transition from student to alum. Traditionally, the turning of the tassel symbolizes this transformation. As part of this long-standing academic ritual, we ask that all graduates stand now. All graduates stand. You did pass. And we're going to move the tassel from the right side to the left. You are officially graduates of Uvalde University. Congratulations. Nicely done. You can sit. Please be seated. Please be seated. I'd like to congratulate the newest alumni of UVU. I'd like to thank our graduating committee, volunteers, and ushers. They are our administrative staff and advisors who have worked months behind the scene, ensuring we had an incredible graduation. As we exit, please note that the guests on the stage will leave first, followed by students, then faculty. We will go to the back of the stairs, to the south end of the arena, to the second floor for socializing and pictures. Families and friends, you can meet them out there. And let's be sure to spread out as you go by so we can all get out. Finally, there's a gift for graduates, which will be handed out as you exit the stairwell back here. You're leaving this arena not just with a degree, but with a purpose. Go out there, lead with your heart, and keep making that gritty Wolverine difference. Congratulations, graduates of 2025. We can't wait to see what you do next.